I spent enough time in the kitchen my whole life, burning my hands, learning to do this stuff. This is what I've been dreaming about for a long time. We don't usually cook fish on the American Rivers Tour, but today, under our guide's advice and the interest in this particular river system, we're helping to remove the rainbow trout, which are procreating with the cutthroat to create cutbows, which is something that they don't want in this river. So we're going to have Idaho Surf and Turf today. Welcome to the American Rivers Tour. It's great to have you along. Our guide Paul has provided us with beautiful elk steak that he harvested in Island Park, Idaho. This elk steak has been cryovac, and I'm going to take advantage of the bag it came in. Then I'm going to take some onions and garlic, which I've harvested ahead of time. And we're about 15 minutes, 20 minutes away from cooking it, so I'm going to give it some time with soy sauce, just to give it a little flavor and some salt. It doesn't need a lot, but we want to give it a chance to marinate just for a little while. When you're on your way out to the field to go fishing or hunting, plossing out your vegetables in advance is a good idea. I've taken 3 small Spanish onions and 2 heads of garlic and chopped them roughly. I've also taken advantage of what the grocery store has to offer, and I've bought pre-cut broccoli, zucchini, carrots, and snow peas. This is going to be our stir fry. All of these elements will be brought together over high heat in a cast iron skillet. As we slice and prepare our jalapenos, you'll notice that I'm not too concerned about the seeds. That's where a lot of the heat is. I'm cooking for 6 hungry men from Idaho today. Nobody's going to mind if this dish is a little spicier than normal. I have to say, for me, there's nothing that compares to the combination of ginger, garlic, jalapeno, and cilantro. It can bump up any dish, and I think that this beautiful, locally harvested elk is going to play nicely off the vegetables that are finished with this array of aromatic flavors. We're going to get started with a little bit of vegetable oil in the hot pan. Once that gets going, we're going to add our vegetables. Don't just let it hang in the pan. We've added a little bit more oil to lubricate, and we're going to keep it moving so that that garlic doesn't burn. And basically the veg is steaming. So just keep it moving, and now we're going to add about 3/4 of our ginger and jalapeno, saving a little bit for the trout. Yeah, it's smoky. Life is good here in Idaho. Don't hesitate to cook with smoke. And why do you need a grill when you've got a beautiful cast iron skillet like this? A grill would be nice, but it's not going to stop us. You don't want the broccoli to be too big or it won't cook in the middle. So I'm just pulling it out. We don't even have a table out here on the riverside, and that's okay. This is going to be a beautiful dish, lots of flavor, and it's going to cook to al dente, and then we'll make a nice pocket in the middle of it to go in with our beautiful elk steak that's been marinated with a little ginger, onion, and soy. You notice these steaks have been cooking for about 1.5 minutes. That's all they need. We're going to give them another minute and then pull them from the pan and let them rest. You want to leave the flavor in it, so don't cook it beyond medium rare and give it a chance to rest. Okay, we're about 2 minutes away with the stir fry, so I'm going to take this second pan and just set it on the side of the fire and let it get warm so that I have something to move my stir fry into when it's time to do the trout. Our stir fry's ready, so we're going to transfer it to our second pan. I'm going to move the pan off to a spot where it's not quite as hot, and I'm going to add the rest of our onion, jalapeno, ginger, and garlic to the pan with oil, and we're going to set the fish directly in with it. This is the first trout that I've caught and cooked in about 15 years. Keep this moving. Keep the onions and garlic moving. Now we're going to put that inside the fish. So our fish has been cooking for about 1.5 minutes on the first side. Now we're going to take the fish and flip it over. And we're going to clean that pan again. And take a little bit of the cilantro for the final flavor, a little Asian touch with the Idaho Surf and Turf. We're going to finish it with a little cilantro to make it just right. And then we'll bone out our trout, and the other side of the plate will feature the Snake River Rainbow, making this the perfect Idaho Surf and Turf. It's peeling right off the bone. This preparation provides a lot more yield than if you were to fillet the fish in advance. Cheers. Here's to Idaho Surf and Turf.
Cheers.
But that's another episode of the American Rivers Tour. Thanks for joining us.